Tonight, the streets of Harlem are on fire. The websites are crashing, and the cameras flash because the ride door narrative of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin, the love story we believed we knew, has been torn open. 20 years of devotion, selflessness, and humiliation in front of the world recently exploded into the largest reality TV scandal of the decade. A single whisper started it all. Chrissy sent a mysterious message on Instagram that said, "Some endings our fans froze." Louder than beginnings. Was it finished? Had she left at last? After longing for a ring for decades? In a matter of minutes, rumors circulated on websites that Jim had secretly married model Brooke Bailey. Indeed, that's correct, another woman. Marriage certificate screenshots surfaced online. Insider whispers of a Vegas wedding and hazy photographs of Jim and Brooke went viral. However, it wasn't the end, since a shocking revelation was made by an anonymous Twitter user the very following day. "Congrats, Chrissy. The baby is beautiful," was written as the description for a picture of a newborn wrapped in a hospital blanket. Fans entered cardiac arrest. Chrissy, age 53. The worst fraud in the history of celebrities, or a miracle? In an attempt to unravel the truth, the internet shattered itself. Had Chrissy become a mother? Did Jim surreptitiously cheat? Get married again? Then, as though predetermined by fate, Ciara appeared live on stage at an event, her message penetrating the turmoil with a firm voice. "Jim, get married to her. Chrissy is deserving of her title." The crowd let out a gasp. Jim grinned, anxiously, and everyone was aware that this was more than a mere play. It was war. And the subsequent events are louder, darker, and stunning beyond anyone's wildest expectations. When the whispers became yells, the internet almost crashed. The hip-hop duo of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin, who have been dragging the globe through their ups and downs for over 20 years, have been struck with the most outrageous rumors to date. Chrissy's mysterious Instagram post, which included the straightforward black and white statement, "Some ends are louder than beginnings." Chrissy seldom posts without a message, so fans understood right away that it wasn't random, and this one was as powerful as an earthquake. Timelines were filled with conjecture in a matter of minutes. Was it finished? Was Chrissy at last fed up? The announcement that followed sent shockwaves from Hollywood to Harlem. What they said was a leaked marriage license was uploaded on a gossip blog. Jim Jones. Only a few weeks ago, model Brooke Bailey and I got married legally in Vegas. The name was smeared and the paper was fuzzy, but the caption shouted exclusive. Brooke Bailey was secretly married to Jim Jones. Compared to wildfire, screenshots spread more quickly. Hashtags like "Sheer Jim's exposed" and "Showy Chrissy deserved" became viral on Twitter. Better. However, that was only the start. Fans were shocked when an unknown Twitter user posted a picture hours later, leading them to believe it was a hoax. Chrissy, that red Lampkin, a newborn infant in a blanket, a hospital bed, a woman's arm with an ID bracelet. The caption, "Congratulations, Chrissy. The baby is beautiful." Chrissy's name became popular in a matter of seconds, globally. 53 is a baby. Was this thing for real? Supporters argued, yelled, and sobbed. They said it was a fake. Others said it clarified everything, including Chrissy's concealment of her pregnancy from the cameras. From Jim personally, as well as the blogs. Memes were everywhere. Reaction videos on TikTok received millions of views. The narrative was no longer only rumors. There was mayhem, a dot. And just as things got out of control, a different voice broke through. The sound. Standing on stage at a glamorous public event wearing a tiara. Ciara grinned and turned to face Jim Jones, spoke the words that caused the internet to go down. "Jim, get married to her. Chrissy is deserving of her title." The audience let out a gasp. Jim's face, his apprehensive smile, and his uneasy shift in his seat all captured on camera. The video went viral right away. The comments were inundated by fans. What we've all been thinking was expressed by Ciara. Take Ciara to the gym to check out. Chrissy became a hero in the story, even thanks to her silent supporters. The lady who was worthy of more. Confirmed at last by one of the most renowned musicians. However, the tale did not conclude with cheers. After several hours, An unidentified backstage footage was leaked. The blurry, unsteady video shows Jim pacing the room while frantically mumbling on his phone. Why she had to say Chrissy bursts into the picture a few seconds later. That now? Why did she have to put me on the spot? It takes Ciara for you to listen, because even though her voice broke, what she was saying was obvious. Jimmy, 20 years. 20 years, darn them. Fans didn't need the rest, but the tape stopped suddenly. By daybreak, the explosion was already a nuclear dot. You put IG on it, Jim and Americrae were trending all over the world. The chorus was joined by celebrities. Cardi B shared an image of a crown. A queen, don't wait 20 years for a crown. Period, Remy Ma tweeted. Even Wendy Williams, grinning, brought up a footage from her previous program and claimed to have called this years prior. However, then the receipts that were darker started to show. Instagram users shared screenshots of purported text exchanges between Jim and Brooke Bailey. Jim is accused of said, "Vegas was just us. Nobody knew until I told them. Chrissy will never leave," another line said. Fans were appalled. She also made an investment. Jim was supported by others who said the texts were doctored. Others said that Chrissy had squandered 20 years on a man who had no intention of rewarding her. To make matters worse, a voicemail emerged. The voice was low quality and distorted, but it was definitely Jim's. Chrissy is unable to learn. Not quite yet. I'll take care of her. Like wildfire, the video went viral. Chrissy's visage was shown in memes. Chrissy herself added gasoline to the controversy as captions said, "Sis deserves better and free Chrissy, 2024. Funny, how the truth always finds its way out. She wrote without specifically addressing anything, and the internet went crazy. Was she verifying the gossip? Was she exposing Jim in this way? Fans analyzed each punctuation mark in the word. A burner account released what they dubbed the Vegas tape just when it seemed like the internet could take no more. Video from a hotel chapel, blurry. A man wearing a low hat. A white-dressed lady. The officer's voice was loud. "Are you interested in this woman?" Prior to the clip becoming dark, the internet collapsed. Was Jim wed? Was he now legally married to Brooke Bailey? Or had it all been a complex hoax? TMZ entered the debate by publishing their own exclusive. Allegedly, hospital employees verified Chrissy was hospitalized due to postpartum depression. Difficulties. A medical paper that was leaked and has Chrissy's names highlighted. Every blog was covered in crimson. Supporters let up a yell. The number of hypotheses increased. A few swore that Chrissy had a surrogate. Jim's baby with someone else, according to others. There was no stopping the excitement. Then the most eerie leak yet appeared. 2 a.m., an unidentified user uploaded The Voices, a 7-minute audio recording. Jim and Chrissy arguing angrily. Chrissy is crying. "Jimmy, I gave you my youth, my finest years. You give rings to someone else now." Jim spoke sharply. "Do you think this is how I wanted it? Chrissy, you don't know half the story." Not even half. The sound of a baby wailing then fades into the background. The fans stopped. Play again and again. Edits were slowed down by analysis videos. There was no mistaking the cry. Twitter took off. Whose infant is that? The internet was overrun with memes. The scream that echoed around the world. According to Chrissy's attorneys, it demonstrated that Jim had a secret kid. Jim's supporters claimed it was altered, however. Until she performed single quotations, Chrissy herself remained mute. Her voice was trembling as she went live on Instagram, barefaced. "I lingered too long. I allowed the world to make fun of me because I had too much faith. However, it is no longer the case. I am not here to demonstrate nothing to no one. The facts will speak for themselves." She quickly terminated the live stream. The comments were inundated by millions of viewers. Pleading for more, Cross shared the video again with the following caption. The fans screamed, "Stand tall, Queen." Chrissy was declared the winner by the internet. Jim wasn't finished, though. He shared a freestyle from the studio a few hours later. Defiant and fiery. "You just witness a little of my life, yet you all believe you know it. 20 years. However, my wife doesn't trust the buzz." His remarks provoked more discussion. Was he avoiding the truth or was he standing up for Chrissy? The last grenade then fell into the timeline. Online leaks of a purported legal letter from Brooke Bailey's attorney threatening to withhold the official records of a legitimate union until Jim submitted a 6F-figure compensation. The dated and stamped documents were sent among all blogs. If it was real, it meant that all of the supporters' fears were justified. Was real, indicating that all of the supporters' fears were justified. The internet exploded. Once again, has Jim cheated on Chrissy by getting married in secret? Was the infant in the shadows for real? Above all, was Brooke Bailey going to blow up the whole empire? Because of the harsh cliffhanger, people were left with just one query. What follows? No one anticipated the explosion that was the leaked legal letter. And when it touched down, a full-fledged civil war broke out on the internet. Screenshots purportedly showing the dated war broke out on the internet. Screenshots purportedly showing the dated and stamped paperwork. Unless Jim sent a 6F-figure settlement within 48 hours, Brooke Bailey's legal team threatened to expose certified documents of a legal union. The blogosphere collapsed. Was Brooke attempting to coerce Jim into acknowledging the marriage, or was she only blackmailing him? Immediately, fans divided into camps. Reddit conspiracy threads claimed that the documents were fake, while Team Chrissy trended with Jim married Brooke, made up to undermine Jim's reputation. However, the tale took a darker turn. According to a voicemail that was released, Brooke was talking to a buddy. Brooke murmured to me in the scratchy voice that I was the one. Chrissy, he claimed, was simply ordinary and at ease. After Ciara embarrassed him, he remarked, he understood that he needed to formally commit to me. He now desires to retreat. No, I have evidence. Within minutes, the audio message went viral, sparking a flurry of opinion articles. Concerns the eroding illusion of ride-door love, loyalty, and treachery. Chrissy, meantime, was oddly silent. Thousands of messages flooded her Instagram comments as fans pleaded for her to speak. However, silence may speak louder than words, as evidenced by crown emojis and phrases like, "Sis, walk away, we got you." Furthermore, Chrissy's silence just made the situation worse. The heaviest blow was then delivered by an unnamed key TikTok account. A shaky FaceTime recording, though. It featured Jim laying in bed without a shirt, grinning at the camera as Brooke Bailey's image was visible in a mirror. Behind him. The internet went crazy when the caption cried out, "The truth don't lie." Every frame was examined by TikTok users who circled Brooke's unique tattoos in red after zooming in on them. 20 inuts were posted by YouTube receipt channels. Breaks down and analyzes the video. Memes caused Twitter timelines to collapse. With clown makeup, Chrissy. Jim marries himself in Vegas while wearing a pastor's robe. With the caption, "Meet our daughter," Brooke posted a photo of herself cradling a newborn. Although the memes were humorous, the underlying meanings were grave. Jim was not only playing games if the FaceTime was genuine, he was leading two separate lives. Then there was another twist. At precisely midnight, a mysterious message was issued by the burner account that had released the Vegas tape. "You'll hear it from him tonight." A 3-mon audio recording surfaced on the internet a few minutes later. Jim's voice was rough and angry. "What I cope with is unknown to them. Chrissy is unsure. Brooke is unsure. No one is aware. I took the necessary action. Yes, I made errors. But don't let anyone doubt my commitment. Don't anyone doubt my affection." The audio recording concluded with a slammed door, heavy breathing, and the sound of glass breaking in the distance. There was a flurry of theories. Was Jim confessing to wrongdoing? Was it an out-of-context old clip? Or had his phone compromised and dropped entering his domain like a live bomb? Chrissy eventually broke her silence in the most terrifying way imaginable. As if on cue, she shared a Instagram picture of her clutching a black leather binder full of receipts, paperwork, and pictures. "Truth always comes in threes," reads the caption. "Avoid playing with me." The fans went crazy. The comment section became a battlefield. Pulling a Monique Samuels, Sis bent and said, "Drop the binder, Chrissy." For Jim, it's over. In only 1 hour, Pastor Christbinder became a global trend. Jim sought to stay ahead of the storm in the meanwhile. He left live on Instagram, his voice trembling with anger, his face exhausted. You people trust anything you see on the internet. That's the issue facing the modern world. Doesn't anyone have the whole story? Doesn't anyone ask me anything? All you want is to watch me go down hard. I'm not down though. I'm doing okay. Chrissy and I are solid. Thousands of users filled the comments section with Brooke and laughing emojis before he abruptly halted the live stream. The harm was done in all capitals. No one took him seriously. Then, the most catastrophic leak occurred. Most of all. A video purportedly taken by one of Brooke's close friends showed her clutching a newborn. She gazed directly into the camera, declaring, "This is about respect, not about money or influence. Chrissy needs to know, and the public deserves to know that he is the father." The internet went crazy as she kissed the baby's forehead and the video ended. Was Jim Jones Was this the cause of the rumors of a Vegas wedding? Blogs shared side-by-side pictures of Brooke's child and Jim as a newborn. Celebrities jumped in, and Funflex went on air blasting when Threads said the kid had the Jones nose. 50 Cent shared an image of Jim juggling 3 wedding rings with the caption, "Select one," in an attempt to mess with Chrissy's emotions. Champion. Even co-stars of the hip-hop and romance genres offered their opinions. Yandi liked a dubious tweet about wasting women's time, while Camilla posted a mysterious narrative. The scandal had gotten out of hand before daybreak. There is no loyalty in these streets. Fan pages created online petitions calling for VH1 to grant Chrissy her own spin-off, free from Jim, and news sources covered it like breaking news. "Chrissy, the queen of the people," read one headline. "Jim, the clown of the people." Then the unimaginable occurred. Screenshots purportedly taken from Jim's email account were shared by an unnamed hacker collective. The subject line of one email read, "The Vegas marriage contract is private. Discussions on child support payments under Brooke's name were displayed in another forum." In the notes, the receipts were so comprehensive and exact that they were impossible to ignore, but fans weren't sure whether they should believe them. Jim single quotes as the music sponsors discreetly dropped cooperation while Empire was falling apart in real time. While Chrissy's fame only grew, there were rumors that VH1 execs were in emergency meetings debating whether to remove Jim from future Love and Hip Hop seasons completely. Higher. The world came together to support her as the ultimate survivor. The lady who had risen like a phoenix after enduring 2 decades of grief. The burner account emerged with one more message just as the dust was starting to settle, but the most stunning cliffhanger was still to come. Fans exclaimed, "What video?" when the whole footage was released on Friday, making it impossible for him to conceal. What evidence? Then came the teaser, a 10-second video of Jim Jones talking into a camera while seated in a darkened room. "I made a choice," he said. "I have to live with it now." The video ended abruptly. The internet froze. What was he doing? The internet was rocked by the cliffhanger. Would this video prove all the rumors about Vegas, Brooke, and the baby? And most horrifying of all, were they going to confess? Friday came like Judgment Day, leaving followers gasping for answers. And the internet paralyzed. Twitter Spaces ran live countdowns as the burner account promised to release Jim Jones's entire confession video, and timelines refreshed, ready, and hearts thumping. Even major publications like Shadroom and TMZ hinted at coverage, and TikTokers created confession watch parties. The globe was salivating, not only observing. At precisely 9:00 p.m., the Jim Jones was sitting by himself in a dimly lit room when the clip leaked, revealing 3 minutes of blurry footage that exploded the society. "I'm not flawless," he said, staring into the camera with his eyes red and his sweatshirt pulled tight. "I can't take back the things I've done. I still adore Chrissy. However, I will no longer sit here and tell lies." Brooke happened, and Vegas occurred. Indeed, the baby was born as well. The world may have been swallowed by the stillness that followed those remarks. Millions played the tape repeatedly, getting deeper each time. Jim had acknowledged this. The reaction was swift and brutal, with Mark or Jim Confesses trending in the news within an hour after every rumor, whisper, and hazy screenshot was verified. TikTok response videos showed people yelling, sobbing, and falling onto couches in 32 different countries. Twitter users proclaimed Chrissy a living legend for surviving decades of treachery. In real time, blogs penned obituaries for Jim's career. Real-time tidbits about Jim's career, but the film wasn't finished. In the last moments, Jim drew closer to the camera, his voice cracking. "I believed I was keeping Chrissy safe. I lost control after believing I could manage everything, and now the truth is out." Chrissy broke her quiet as the screen went blank and the internet went crazy, suggesting that perhaps that was what had to happen. Just a few minutes later, she shared a single Instagram story with the comment, "Finally free," and a picture of herself drinking champagne while wearing sunglasses. Fans showered her with crown emojis, calling her win assured, and the Chrissy one forever swept over the world. Worldwide trending rankings, but Brooke Bailey wasn't going to give Chrissy the last say. In a matter of hours, she went, "He ain't just mine, he ours," she said, tearful but resolute, while live streaming on Instagram with the baby in her arms. The baby gurgled audibly in the background as millions of people watched live. Jim understood what he was doing, and I won't allow anyone take away my reality. Every platform saw screenshots that traveled like wildfire, and the shows turned as a media circus. Jim was roasted by Charlemagne Thaw God on The Breakfast Club. That was the decade's donkey. My husband had Chrissy wait 20 years only to give the crown to a Vegas chapel. Jim juggling 3 strollers with the phrase, "Pick one, champ," was 50